again. Redditor A Quiet Borderline knows this all too well, as she recounted a story told to her by her late father. See, Daddy Dearest lived in a booming city in the U.S.'s Rust Belt region, where almost everyone there was destined to work at the local car plant. Remember that for later. One day, Dad found out that his good friend George had been jumped by some local thugs, and was in a seriously bad way. He survived, but was forced to retire early and go on disability. Now, George's dad, Walter, was a World War II veteran and no-nonsense tough guy. So when he discovered the identities of the three attackers, Flynn, Mac, and Zeno, he wasn't going to let them get off scot-free. Walter called some of his buddies who were also disgusted at the trio, and together, they started spreading the truth about the assault. It didn't take long before everyone in town was talking about it. The three culprits all worked at the car plant, and when staff there heard the news, they were ticked off. Slowly, they began giving them terrible shifts, stealing their tools, and generally making their working life hell. After a year of this, all three quit in sheer frustration. So far, so good. What's more, the three unemployed scumbags quickly found that nobody in town would hire them thanks to the awful reputation they'd earned. With no job and dwindling cash, they swiftly became homeless. But that wasn't all. For the rest of their sorry lives, Walter and his friends kept an eye on them, and whenever they seemed to get close to getting a job, they'd start up a rumor mill again and scupper their chances. As far as A Quiet Borderline knows, they never got out of their predicament. I bet they never forgot what they did to poor old George either. Drunken distress. Like a lot of people, I enjoy a tipple every now and again, but if you take it too far, you'll end up suffering big time. Ellen from Sweden knew this and weaponized it. When she and her friend Lynn were teenagers, they were having a girls' night together, drinking at Lynn's place. Before long, Lynn wanted to invite Ben, Ellen's ex. Ellen was reluctant, as she still had feelings for Ben and knew Lynn had a crush on him, but eventually agreed, on the condition the two girls would sleep together without Ben. What could possibly go wrong? Turns out, a lot. After Ben arrived, Lynn quickly gave up on her promise and, after a big argument, kicked Ellen out of the room, bringing Ben in instead. That's rough. As Ellen left, however, she noticed how drunk Lynn seemed. Vengeance on her mind, she encouraged her to have a few more drinks and went downstairs. Almost immediately, Ben called Ellen back up to help. Lynn had puked all over the floor. She was clearly far too drunk, so Ellen was tasked with getting her some water in an attempt to sober her up. But our heroine wasn't done yet. Instead of water, she handed her so-called friend a glass filled with straight vodka before running off and leaving the two lovebirds alone. Safe to say, the rest of the night she heard Lynn blowing chunks and Ben stressing out about it. Must have been like calming white noise. Don't bug me. If you have a problem with creepy crawlies like I do, this story from a fan named Olivia is sure to make you itch. So, Olivia had just discovered that her live-in partner had cheated on her. Not only that, but she also found out he'd been mistreating her two cats. The cheating was bad enough, but hurting her fuzzy friends too? That's where she drew the line. So, just before she moved out of their place forever, she left her ex some parting gifts. A couple of potted plants. Only inside the soil, she'd buried spider and fly eggs. Ooh boy. Olivia heard later that after she left, her ex stopped having company over and was complaining about a bug problem. Well, she knew exactly what that was. The creepy crawly hellscape she'd turned the house into. Yeesh. Hats off. Redditor Curly Girly found out that for the final 2 years of her marriage, her husband had been cheating on her with one of her friends. Understandably, she was crushed. But even after the couple divorced, their lives remained awkwardly entangled. For one, they still shared ownership of a car which they were forced to take turns with. One time, when it was Curly's turn, the car came with a bonus. A hat had been accidentally left inside. One that she instantly recognized. It belonged to her old friend, the very same one that her ex had cheated on her with. As she stared at the trader's headwear, a devilish idea crept into her mind. Curly grabbed a Q-tip and ran outside to her dog's freshly dropped dookie. I'm sure you can see where this is going. She delicately poked it into the poop, withdrew the brown smear stick, and spread it all around the inside rim of the hat. Then she carefully placed it back where she found it. The next time she got a turn with the car, she noticed the horrid hat was gone. Her ex-friend had clearly taken the bait. Man, I can only imagine the look on her face when she felt that dog doo-doo rubbing against her forehead. Hey, act like a poopy head, become a poopy head. You've got mail. I'm sure your grandpa is pretty cool, but I doubt he's as cool as this next one. A fan that goes by Bugs had a granddad with a problem. Some young neighborhood punks had made a habit out of messing with his mailbox, bashing it, setting it on fire, even yanking it clean off with their truck. But our hero wasn't one to take this lying down. Oh no. After repairing it countless times, Gramps decided enough was enough and came up with the perfect vengeance. One day, the old man wrapped super strong bulletproof